Welcome to Capsized, the Superpower podcast talking about weekly school life updates, hosted by Fontaine, Cass, and Messina, and our special guest,
Mrs. Fontaine, in my favorite Period 3 Cohort B class.
What is it like to be a freshman during the pandemic?
Hi, I'm Eric. It's terrible. I feel like I've missed out on half of my high school experience. I haven't gotten to connect with people that I want to connect with, teachers that I want to connect with, and I haven't been able to do half of the fun things that I should be able to do as a freshman. Um, Meeting people in other grades, school dances, athletics, I've missed out on because of this whole pandemic. But I wanted to try out track and field, but with the way that all the seasons have worked out, it just isn't going to happen. Well, because right now they have wrestling in the spring, so I have to do wrestling instead of track.
What was the transition like from middle school to high school?
There wasn't really much of a transition. I didn't really think it was that different. It was just school, like schedule. I mean, the schedule was different from last year, but besides that, nothing really changed. Just teachers and other students. That's all. I mean, about as smooth as it can be and right now. But besides that, everything seems rather normal for the transition.
What has exceeded your expectations about the high school?
Hi, I'm DJ. I'd say the amount of homework. I think we actually got a lot less homework than I was expecting. Yeah, definitely. I think from like high school students and from middle school, they talked a lot about it, but I don't think we've gotten as much as I was expecting.
What has been something that you feel like you've missed out?
I think if we can all take one thing out of this whole COVID thing, it's to appreciate everyone and everything more. I feel like that last Thursday, last year of school, everyone showed up. It was just another day. We were all like, whatever. Most of the kids in this room didn't want to be there. And then, the next 4-ish months, we realistically weren't allowed to see people. I feel like that should bring a brand new perspective to everything. And right now I'm writing a essay for ELA. It's a this I believe essay. And my I believe statement is to appreciate more. I feel like we should all take that out of this. If we can all learn one thing, it's to appreciate the little things that we have and take for granted, and most of us dislike. I feel like being able to push the boundaries this year, like with what Cass said, she's more out there and more willing to do things. I feel like it's because COVID took all of that away, and we just need to push the limits every day and try and appreciate the little things better. Right. I feel like partway through the summer, something clicked in my mind. It was like, wow, we might have just had our last year of school. Like from now on, like at that point, the possibility of online school forever was a thing. It was like, wow, I just took the last 8 or 9 years of my life in school for granted and walked around moping around.
literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like you've been able to become part of the community, or do you think COVID has hampered that?
Sure. My name is Luca. Well, like Eric said, it was a weird transition because of COVID starting almost like we had to quarantine almost at the end of the year to the beginning of the year this year, and so it kind of feels like it's the same community, especially because I'm around the same students from last year. It's not like the beginning of middle school where you're combining with all these two other towns and stuff. So it's
I think COVID did play a part, but I think we all definitely did a little bit. It's different from the middle school. There's a different environment and a different, all different teachers and all of that. But I definitely feel like I'm part of the school now.
What do you think has been the most surprising thing about being in high school?
specifically for this year, probably just how fast the whole school was able to transition from remote to in-person and now going from hybrid to full in-person. It was I thought it was going to be a lot more complicated and take a lot more time, but they did a good job.
What are you looking forward to as a sophomore next year?
Hi, I'm Matt. Well, I'm looking forward to like the year going back to more normal than like this year. Like hopefully more like no masks anymore. Like less of like everyone just staying like away from each other. Like I want to meet new people and like I hope there's more people in our classes.
What advice can you give incoming freshmen?
Just be yourself. Just like be normal. Pretend like it's all a normal year. Pretend like COVID isn't really a thing. Just be yourself.
Miss Fontaine, what would your superpower be if you could choose one?
If I could have any superpower. Okay. I'm gonna throw this one to Luca. Luca, what do you think my
Immediately?
superpower would be?
Immediately. Really? Okay. I'm gonna say shapeshift because then I could take the powers of whatever I wanted to shapeshift into, and then I have every superpower.
Oh, so Luca, you would shape. Wow.
Mind blown.
Okay, so I think my students all know me pretty well. And when you mentioned this before, they said that I would try to read really fast. Yeah, I would want to be able to read every book ever. Yes, like all that knowledge, all that, and then use it for good.
Do you want to?
I guess everything, but specifically books. That's my love.
And then I have a question. Would you rather, or like, do you mean by that, like, you want to read the books or do you want to just have the knowledge of all the books?
Yeah.
Both. I want the.
Or like, do you want to just this
No.
superpower is that you have them immediately, you have all the knowledge immediately, or is it the joy of reading?
It's the part. It's both, right?
Yeah.
But really, it's the joy of reading. Yes, Miss Sina.
There is a joy. There is a joy to reading.
The library. Come on, it's my favorite place.
I showed you the book that I got. It's called They Both Die at the End. And it's a book.
Okay.
Very straightforward.
All right. So Luca,
Oh,
I want to
throwing
know.
it to me again.
Yeah, I'm throwing it. I'm going to throw it to Luca for a second. Is that okay? Luca,
Yes.
what's been your favorite part about high school so far?
Everything except this class. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely this class.
Aw.
Legitimately.
Why did you want to do a podcast?
Why did I want to do a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, because we have the most whack job conversations in this class ever. To the point where I said, we have so many weird conversations and they last so long, we should just do a podcast and we could make 100 episodes before we ran out of ideas.
It's true. Do we have meaningful conversations?
What? Oh, we have a Russian potato cult from a different class.
And we always check in
And-
to see how everyone is doing. We want to know, like, how are things going? Right? It's
And I'm
important.
realizing that sounds like I just said they say hi to people in the morning like a normal human, but no,
It matters.
they will walk
You'll never
if
guess what happens. He walks in every day and he's a normal person and says hi.
no, but if people aren't in the room, he'll walk back out and walk in and do it again.
So I think what the important part to me about this particular group has been is that they've been able to connect with each other, even though we've been in a pandemic, we've been wearing the mask, we've had to stay separate from each other. We actually talk to each other, make eye contact, get to know each other. And that's not happening everywhere in the school right now. I think I've heard from a lot of people that it's been hard how quiet some classes have felt and how disconnected. And despite everything, I think I've been really able to get to know these guys, and it's been a highlight for me. It's been one of my favorite parts too.
Eric again. To go off of what Mrs. Fontaine was saying, like earlier we were all saying that we didn't become a part of the community or whatever and all that. Or not whatever, but you know what I mean. But I feel like to go off of what she was saying, the communities that we have become a part of have become very strong. Yeah, there are only 10, 12 of us in this class, but I feel like I know each and every one of them. And then same goes with all my other classes. Like, I didn't get to meet a lot of new people, but the people that I did meet, I feel like I met on a very good level. And I feel like that's just another thing that we can take out of this.